All right. All right. A couple things I wanted to talk about here. We got the David over on Lottodds is getting this thing up and running here soon. I wanted to share a couple thoughts here. So before I forget, I'm going to talk about something else here quick on here. And I had a question on this too. So looking at Minnesota this evening. Okay. So let me just, well, I already did do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you here. So this is the latest from Minnesota. Okay, I'm going to put this over to box. And you're going to notice there hasn't been a 0 or a 1. Okay, 0 and 1 hit very often. And that's another thing I want to make a video on. I had an idea on something, but for now I'm going to say, okay, so I think there's going to be 0 or 1. Okay, and okay, so if I think that, now what I did, I already got it down to 30 numbers. And the reason why is because I did click 1. And then I decided that there would be, looking at this, I think that there's a good chance for a pair to be used out of here because you got the 9, you got 7. There's a good chance that something will be used out of here. So that gives you these pairs right here, right? And now what I did is I did the miss because I think that, like I said, I think it will be a 0 or a 1. And I can't do the hit because there's no 0 or 1 in here. So I think it will be a 0 or 1. So it gives me 30 numbers to start with. I had to get rid of like the 6 and 7 on there or whatever. So here's my question and something I wanted to point out. So this gives you these pairs to start with. And it gives you these 30 numbers, right? So if you have the miss and the win, okay? Now, that's the true like 0, 1 use, and then using the pairs that were out of the last 3 draws, okay? See, now when you look at this one here, you're going to notice I put my own pairs in here because my patterns are showing me that there's a high chance that one of these is going to probably hitting for Minnesota in the next day or two. There should be one of these hitting. So I applied this, and what I got is 76 numbers. And then what I decided on this is I decided on the miss, and it gives me 3 numbers. Now, the interesting thing about this is you'll notice that 4-9 is the only one that's used out of there. And I don't like I'm not doing the 2 because I'm saying a 0 or a 1. So that gives me only 049 and 149. Now, and okay. And then so when I pull this down here, move this over, you're going to notice the last 3 drawings. And then you compare it to what I have up here. The reason why 4-9 is the only one used is because out of my pairs, I'm saying yes, that one of these pairs have to be used. But when you look at this, there is a 4 and a 9. So that's the reason why that's there. But you'll notice something here, that this is kind of like deceiving in a sense, because when I put my pairs up here and I think that there's going to be a miss win, well, what you got here, you have a 3-5. Let's just take the 3-5 for example. So you have the 3-5. Well, up here, there's no 3-5, but there is a 1-5. So considering I want the 1 on the front, you could take this 1-5 and make a 1-3-5 out of that. So this is kind of deceptive in that it's only giving me 049 and 149, when in reality there's actually more numbers. Let me show you. So these here are the numbers right here. There's actually 7 numbers, and the only ones it's showing you is 049 and 149. Okay, and it's not showing you 145, 135, 155, 157, 159. It's not showing you those. And the reason why is because like there's a 1-5, but there's no 9. See, when you go to here, you'll see the 5-9, right? And I have the 1-5. See, that's why technically, this doesn't really, this can kind of come back and get you by putting your own pairs up here. Because if you're going to base it off of the previous, if you use this based off of the previous 3, there's actually more than 3 numbers. There's actually 7 numbers. See, there's actually 7 numbers. So it's kind of, you might be better off not doing your own pairs up here because it can screw you. Because, in my opinion, anyway. Sorry about my dog barking up there, but so I wanted to share that. So you got to be careful that you don't come short because of this. When you put your own pairs up here, because the 5-9, I don't have the 5-9 up here. I don't have the 3-5 up here, right? I don't have the 4-5 up here. So it's only going to take from this, whatever I have up here is going to take from down here. You know what I mean? So like 4-9. See, watch, like if I put the 3-5 up here right now, apply and do the miss. Now all of a sudden we have the 1-3-5, we had the 1-4-9. We already had that. We have the 0-3-5 and the 1-3-5 because the 3-5 is up here. But in reality, it should already be up there because we're using it based on the last three, yes, but also we're based on these pairs. So a better example would be, look at this when I did two different versions of this. So look at this version here. Don't look at anything else but this. So right here is the original, like I'm using the latest three draws. These are the pairs. And then I'm going to say yes to one of these pairs based on my patterns. Okay. So if I do this, okay, that's going to give me, and then I set a 0 or a 1 for the lowest winning digit. That's going to give me these 7 numbers. And see, that's the true, like, based on, like I said, the latest three draws pairs plus the pairs that I really think are going to be hitting, and then the 0 or 1 for the lowest winning digit. And it's going to give me these 7, not just those two, 049 and 149. It could be one of these today. And honestly, I like the 049 because the two evens are due. But at the same time, you got to remember, like, it does exclude stuff based on because those aren't up here. Hope that makes sense, because that can, if you come in here with 3 or 6 or 9 pairs, you hit this and you start doing this, you're like, oh man, it's only gonna be 3 numbers. Well, you might want to look into that because you could screw yourself. Just make sure you know what you're doing with that. And I know this is right because, well, whatever. I just know it's right. I know it's right what I'm doing. It's just I've been wrong in the past on this, and it's okay. Anyway, so that's what I got for Minnesota today. If anybody's interested, and it's the same thing with the 2 as well. Like the 2 is only giving me 249, right? Based on, because I have the 2-4 right there and the 2-5. But see, the thing is if you come over here and I base it on, the last 3 draws right here, and I base it on the pairs I think that are going to hit, okay, and then I add that 2 for the lowest winning digit. Watch what happens. It actually gives me that many with the lowest winning digit of 2. But over on Lottodds, it's only giving me 249. And it's not wrong. It's just it's based on, what I have up here. It's not giving you the true, like, what's actually what could come out of the previous 3 draws based on the pairs that I used. So if you base it with the pairs I used with the latest 3 draws, then the true 0, 1, 2, or 0, 1, or 2 lowest winning digit would be one of these numbers. Okay. So that's all I'm saying. It'd be kind of nice if this was, consistent. I shouldn't say it's not wrong. I'm just saying, like, I just wish it would be that it would use like the 1-5. It would recognize that the 3-5, that you could make something out of that with the, like the 1-3-5, because that could be a split, or not a split, but a back pair. The 3-5 could be the back pair, with the 1-5, so it's like, I don't know why it doesn't register that. And if you do like this reverse stuff, I ain't gonna do that right now, but that gives you different numbers anyway. So I just want to share that. And then I also wanted to say that I know I mentioned it before in a video. I know with all this purple David's been doing is awesome. It should be pretty cool here in the Lotto pool. Hopefully we can get some big wins together. Everybody work together. I know I made a video not a couple months back talking about adding a purple to this because I said that I noticed it hit very often. And if you go on more filters, I thought in my video, I said it'd be cool to add a purple down here or whatever. So it's nice to see, David doing that in possibly even a better way. So we're having like something up here, up in this playground area, like, cause you got the hit miss. I know I thought you already said you're going to do maybe a click 6 or something. I think David said he's going to do, or up here, maybe do, something so we can look at it in the playground area as well. That'd be really cool to do the hit miss up here for both, the level 1 and the match3.com. I thought that'd be pretty cool. Or having it down in the more filters or something. Another thing I was going to say is, I know I mentioned in different videos that it'd be really nice to have a highest winning digit up here, a drop down for highest winning digit, because just as often 0, 1, and 2, or 3, especially 0, 1, and 2 are the lowest winning digit, 7, 8, and 9 are very often the highest winning digit. So it'd be nice to isolate the highest winning digit and look at the patterns, reflecting that. And or I would say a drop down just says any, ANY, because if you drop that down, have all the keys, and then you can say, oh, I think, from my patterns, I think there's going to be a key 3, 7, and a 9. One of those keys is going to drop. I can go in here and isolate 3, 7, 9, and now based on the patterns, that could be really powerful. Basically, it's another algorithm. And that's what I was saying, months ago about, you can find different algorithms in all these things. Like for Wisconsin, like high, low is due, right? So I can just isolate the high, and that's going to give me a brand new algorithm to mess with, or, anyway, so highest winning digit, and then like an any would be awesome to isolate as many keys as you want. You can isolate 2 or 3 and 4 or whatever you want instead of just the lowest winning digit. And then a third thing would be really nice is to have pairs. Just have pairs where you could do a drop down with all the pairs or all the single pairs. Because based on my stuff, like today, I knew there was a high chance for a 0-1, 4-5, or a 5-7 for Florida, and a 0-1 hit. So like I can, instead of doing it up here, I could do it in here, or we could, I should say, anybody. If you had a drop down for any pairs, that'd be so nice, because you could isolate this stuff and basically create another algorithm for, the pairs that are due. Okay. Like this, I could take these pairs and put it into like the any. If you had that drop down, if David had a drop down here, then I could look at the latest based on those. Plus, I could look at and have another page open that looks at the, the level 1, the true level 1. So lots of stuff that can be done with this thing up here alone. And then like Dave was talking about the whole match thing, like I was saying, like over here, it'd be nice to have both of the match 3 and the level 1 from here. And I think a lot of people probably get confused that they think that the hit miss or hit from the match.com has to do with the draw count. So I think that can be confusing for people because they think it's that. But I don't know. That's what I was thinking. And so my main numbers for Minnesota would be, I want to say 049 and 149 just because that's what this shows. But I know in reality, it's one of these today. That's my favorite anyway. Can't guarantee it, but I like these numbers, and I do like the 049 because the 2 evens are due. That's what I have for now. So those are my ideas for up here. And then as for this stuff here, it'd be nice eventually. I know you're not done with David's not done with this, but it'd be nice if because you kind of got to have a couple pages open so you can look at the keys and you can look at all that stuff. You can't even do that over here yet. I'm sure I'll be in there eventually. It'd be nice to have a copy button too, so you could copy your numbers, so I could drop them over here and do my own thing, and then come back and buy the numbers. Because just doing this is nice, but there's so much more work that can be done that, I mean, everybody, I meant like individually, like people have their own little thing that we do to break down the numbers. So, like this kind of stuff here is great. Like I said here, like today's was 013 for Florida in the practice, and I had posted down here. I don't think anybody else is posting in here. I don't know why I'm the only one posting. I don't know if anybody else is actually posting, or if I don't know, but I said here, so I noticed from my patterns that one of these pairs is very due, 0-1, 4-5, or 5-7, and based on no R1, no double, level 1 hit miss. I would love to focus on key 0. These are my numbers, knowing I probably should have focused on the lowest winning digits, but that's what I went with. I was wrong, but these are the sums that are really due right now for Florida. But I said I was right. Then I posted after the draw, I was right on the pair. 0-1 was due because see right here, 0-1, 4-5, 5-7 was really due. And where I got that from was my stuff here, right here, my single box pair patterns. I said that 6 was due. So pattern 6 is one of these right here. And I could tell that because when you go to Florida, let me just refresh this page. You're going to notice that that's on the wrong thing. So let me go to the right one. So there's the 6 that was used today. See that right there? And see, if I go to the previous draw, this is what I seen this morning. 6 was yellow at the top, out 28 draws. That's a long time for 6 to be out. Pattern 6 does not normally stay out that long. Here's Florida right here. You see 6 was used today. There's the 0-1 that I was talking about. And you'll notice, like, if you go down through here, typically 6 drops in there pretty often. 6 and 7 and 14 on that front one there. So, but anyway, so that's what I wanted to share, and that'll be it for now. Like I said, having a copy button up here, and then also the ability, if this stuff's not going to be added where we can actually break stuff down, then it'd be nice to have a copy button at least. But all right, so that'll be it for now. I got some stuff for my pattern stuff that I'll be updating eventually here. I keep saying that, but life's been busy. So let me get off of this for now. So if I can find that. All right, have a good day. Bye.